another question from my daughter.
Yes.
ما هو السؤال؟
ما هي علامات الساعة؟
علامات الساعة.
Yes. What are the signs? Yes. ما علامات الساعة? What are the signs of the hour?
The Holy Quran has mentioned these signs in many surahs, in so many ways. In the last chapter of the Holy Quran, there's so many signs mentioned. But as alamat as-sa'a, there are two mentions in the Holy Quran, clearly related to each other. There we interpret those verses, meaning that these are the signs of the as-sa'a. But with the word mentioned as-sa'a, the Holy Quran speaks of two signs only, clearly. One is اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. The sa'a has come close and the moon is split. There the word sa'a is directly applied as sign of Allah for the nearness of انشقاق القمر is mentioned as a sign of Allah for the nearness of as-sa'a. And what do you understand from that? Did that sa'a take place or not? The Holy Quran says it is very close. 1400 years have passed. Why didn't it take place? We know it has taken place. As-sa'a means the great revolution. The revolution from which Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah was brought. And as a sign of that revolution that is about to happen, the moon got split as Muhammad Rasulullah raised his finger. The second time the word sa'a is mentioned as elamat is with reference to Jesus Christ, his future visit to earth. وَإِنَّهُ لَعِلْمٌ لِلسَّاعَةِ وَإِنَّهُ لَعِلْمٌ لِلسَّاعَةِ. Jesus Christ will be a sign of heaven, of sa'a to take place. So these are the two verses which directly relate sa'a to a sign which was to appear. And the coming of Jesus would also be a sign of a great revolution. So it does not mean the doomsday. That is one thing which I want to remove. This misunderstanding which I want to remove, which in fact deforms the imagination of the vision of people all over the Muslim world. They always think that sa'a means doomsday, while the two words as-sa'a mentioned in the two verses do not mean doomsday. They mean the same thing. That is a great revolution in favor of Islam. And now we know the meaning very clearly, because in the first place Islam came and began to dominate the world around. That was the time of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah. In the second place, it was promised that Jesus would appear, his second advent would come. And then Islam would start spreading again and conquering the rest of the world. So this is the word sa'a, and these are the two signs.
The word وانشق القمر, is it related to this also as a sign for the sa'a?
انشقاق القمر, obviously. The Holy Quran says اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. انشقاق القمر is the sign of sa'a. انشقاق القمر is understood in two ways. Number one, the splitting of the moon as not only the Arabs saw, but the whole world saw. Even in India, there is evidence that this was seen as such. So that meant whatever sa'a was understood to mean, that was about to happen. This is the point which I am emphasizing. If sa'a means literally wiping out of life from earth and packing up everything and destroying the whole universe, if that is the meaning of sa'a, then why didn't it take place? The Holy Quran could not be wrong. اقتربت الساعة. Iqtarabat is very close at hand. And the moon we know got split. That is the one meaning. The second meaning is that moon indicates the old order of Arabia. You see, the old order of Arabia was finished, and there is no more of such thing. This was a sign that a new revolution is going to take place, and it did take place.
يقول أمير المؤمنين إن كلمة الساعة يفهمها كثير من الناس على أنها فقط يوم القيامة أو يوم الدينونة أو انتهاء العالم، وهذا ليس صحيح دائما. فقد ذكرت كلمة الساعة في القرآن مرتين في قوله تعالى اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر، ومرة أخرى بالنسبة لسيدنا عيسى عليه السلام وإنه لعلم للساعة. في كل من هاتين الآيتين لا تعني أبدا انتهاء العالم. ففي الحالة الأولى اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر، انشقاق القمر قد تم لأن هناك الروايات أن القمر قد حدثت له حادثة الانشقاق ورآها الناس في الجزيرة العربية ورأوها في بلاد أخرى حتى في بلاد الهند. وكلمة اقتربت الساعة إذا كان معناها هو نهاية الكون فلماذا لم تنتهي الحياة على الأرض؟ المعنى المقصود هو الساعة هي ساعة الثورة الكبرى والانقلاب الكبير الذي يحدث في نظام الأرض بمجيء النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. النظام القديم الذي كان يعيش عليه العرب سوف يتبدل ويتحول ويخرج إلى أمة جديدة ونظام جديد وينشق بذلك قمرهم. أما بالنسبة لسيدنا عيسى عليه السلام فإن مجيئه أيضا هو علامة للساعة، لأن مجيئه سيحدث انقلابا روحانيا على الأرض ويغير أيضا النظام الروحاني القديم ويستبدله بنظام الجديد، فهذه هي الساعة. فالساعة إذن هي ثورة روحانية تقع للأمة أو للناس.
One thing I want to point out again, the only two prophets who are mentioned or whose times are mentioned with relation to as-sa'a are first of all Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and second Jesus. Why? There's so many prophets. Sa'a is not related to any one of other prophets, not one. So obviously the meaning should become very clear to the Muslims. The first advent of Islam and conquering half the world, and the second advent of Islam and conquering the remaining half, so that لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ becomes all fulfilled and turned into a reality.
يضيف أمير المؤمنين أن كلمة الساعة لم تذكر إلا بالنسبة للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وبالنسبة لسيدنا عيسى، وهناك كثير من الأنبياء. لماذا لم تذكر هذه الكلمة بالنسبة لهما؟ يقول أنه بالنسبة للنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فإن مجيئه هو الثورة والانقلاب الكبير الذي يغزو به الإسلام نصف الكرة الشرقي أو النصف الأول، وبمجيء سيدنا عيسى وعودته فإنه يغزو النصف الثاني، وبذلك يتم ظهور الإسلام على الدين كله كما أخبر القرآن الكريم.
Again, the word Qiyama has the two meanings. It may apply to the literal wrapping up of the earth and everything and the heaven around it. That's called Qiyama, which is referred to in English as doomsday. It may mean that, but it also means a great religious revolution and the signs of that revolution. So I have got the word Qiyama used in the Holy Quran exactly in the second metaphorical sense. In Surah Al-Qiyamah, it uses the word Qiyama in two ways. Number one, doomsday. Number two, signs of a revolution, spiritual revolution. So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا أقسم بيوم القيامة ولا أقسم بالنفس اللوامة أيحسب الإنسان أن لن نجمع عظامه بلى قادرين على أن نسوي بنانا. Obviously here, the word Qiyama means life after death.
Doomsday. Yes.
Doomsday. wrapping up of things, wiping out of everything first, and then revival of all who died into a new life. And then this is the subject which is clearly mentioned. Having done this, the Holy Quran speaks of a question addressed to Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah. He says, this is Qiyama, perhaps that is what they mean. But they ask, when will Qiyamah take place? When they ask this, tell them. The real Qiyamah with which they should be concerned is a spiritual revolution, not this Qiyamah. Because when the other Qiyamah would take place, everything will be wiped out, then what is the purpose of knowing the time? You can't return to earth, you can't reform yourself, you can't reshape your life. It will be too late. So the Holy Quran speaks of another Qiyamah again here in the same word. That when they ask you about Qiyamah, this is the answer, the first answer. But that is not all. Tell them that they should prepare for the Qiyamah which will happen here, where they will be tried. Now this is exactly what Hazrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said in answer to a question about Qiyamah. Somebody said, Ya Rasulullah, when will Qiyamah take place? He said, have you prepared? It's not important for you to know when it will take place. The preparation is important. So now first to translate this, then I turn to the second part.
يقول أمير المؤمنين أن كلمة قيامة أيضا مثل الساعة يمكن أن تفيد معنيين. المعنى الأول هو يوم النهاية أو اليوم بعد أن تنتهي الحياة على الأرض ويقوم الناس من الموت. المعنى الثاني هو قيام ثورة أو انقلاب في حياة الناس ومن الناحية الروحية. وفي سورة القيامة وردت هذه الكلمة بالمعنيين. المعنى الأول هو يوم النهاية في الآيات الأولى منها
لا أقسم بيوم القيامة ولا أقسم بالنفس اللوامة أيحسب الإنسان أن لن نجمع عظامه بلى قادرين على أن نسوي بنانه.
فهذه القيامة تشير إلى الوقت الذي تعود فيها الحياة إلى الأموات، إذن هذا يتعلق بيوم النهاية. وذكرت مرة أخرى فيما يتعلق بالانقلاب والثورة الروحية التي تحدث في العالم. وهنا يجيب القرآن عندما سئل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن موعد يوم القيامة، لم يجب القرآن على الموعد لأن هذا الموعد لا يهم الناس، هذا يكون غير مفيد لهم، لا يستطيعون أن يحتموا منه ولا يستطيعون أن يعدوا أنفسهم له، ولكنه تحدث عن القيامة الحقيقية بالنسبة لهم وهي التي يجب أن يعدوا أنفسهم لها وأن يعرفوا علاماتها وأماراتها، وهذا ما سيجيب عليه أمير المؤمنين.
Now the Holy Quran gives it a new turn. It says, بَلْ يُرِيدُ الْإِنسَانُ لِيَفْجُرَ أَمَامَهُ. Man talks of Qiyamah and continues to lead a life of sin. Before him, he doesn't care. And such a man, as has been mentioned here, inquires from you, when will Qiyamah take place? So although the answer has been given in the first place, now the Holy Quran gives the answer in a different sense, in a metaphorical sense. It says, all right, we'll tell you the signs, when it will take place. But remember, you must benefit from those signs. They are the signs of Qiyamah to take place here on earth. And those signs are فَإِذَا بَرِقَ الْبَصَرُ وَخَسَفَ الْقَمَرُ وَجُمِعَ الشَّمْسُ وَالْقَمَرُ. This will not happen during the Nihayatul Alam, because it says وَجُمِعَ الشَّمْسُ وَالْقَمَرُ يَقُولُ الْإِنسَانُ يَوْمَئِذٍ أَيْنَ الْمَفَرُّ. So it will happen before that Qiyamah. And this is what I'm drawing your attention to. That there is a Qiyamah to take place when the world will come to an end. And there is a Qiyamah to take place before that. For that Qiyama, which is religious evolution in the favor of Islam, signs will appear. And man will be living to see those signs. And he will say, we can't run away from it yet. He will refuse. So these are the meanings of word Asa and Qiyama, and these are the signs.
ثم يجيب القرآن على هذا التساؤل مرة أخرى في هذه السورة فيما يتعلق بالإنسان الذي يسير سيرا معوجا ويفجر في حياته ومع ذلك يتساءل ويقول متى يوم القيامة. يقول القرآن الكريم بل يريد الإنسان ليفجر أمامه يسأل أيان يوم القيامة فإذا برق البصر وخسف القمر وجمع الشمس والقمر يقول الإنسان يومئذ أين المفر. القرآن الآن يعطي علامات لهذه القيامة الأخرى، القيامة المجازية التي ستحدث على الأرض في حياة الناس والتي يشهدونها ويرون هذه العلامات. عندما يجتمع خسوف الشمس وخسوف القمر يقول الإنسان يومئذ أين المفر. فهذا دليل على معنى آخر للقيامة، وهي القيامة الروحانية، وهي الثورة الدينية الروحانية التي تحدث على الأرض.
ما شاء الله. You made an excellent translation. ما شاء الله.